Hello lovely followers. Today I'm bringing you my review of the Fraulein 38 brush roll that I have in my kit, so let's get started. Now this roll has got absolutely tons of brushes and I didn't pay very much for it. I got it when I was thinking of starting out my kit for some makeup artist work, and I didn't want to spend a lot, I'm going to be honest, on my brushes. I know that in a way they're the most important thing that you have, but I didn't have much money to get my kit started with. And I'd read one good review. It is impossible to find reviews on this, and I thought they looked fairly good quality, so I thought I'd give them a go. And this is what I think. I think it is amazing. If you are looking at getting started with some brushes, this kit is the kit that I would recommend above any other sort of average priced. You know, it's not high end, it's not MAC, I don't own any MAC brushes, and it's not Bobbi Brown, I don't own any of those. I have Sigma brushes, and I would say that these are at least comparable, and actually some of them are better than some of my Sigmas. So that's the sort of quality that I'm talking about. So to start off with, we've got your classic smudger, which I don't like them, so I probably won't use it, but it's there. An eyebrow brush and eyelash comb and a mascara spoolie. I'm using disposable spoolies in my kit, so again, probably won't use this, but it's there anyway. Then we have a sort of fluffy angled pencil brush. Sorry, this isn't going to be the most in focus one. My camera doesn't do great at focusing on things, but I'll try and get you some idea. So you can see that sort of fluffy and angled, so good for crease and socket. You get two of these brushes. I have them in two different places, and these are sort of your basic lip brushes. Sorry that this isn't going to be particularly well in focus, but you can get the idea. Lip brushes. You've got this, which is a very, very, very thin liner brush. This is an angled, quite a small angled brush. A smaller flat brush, so good for sort of under eye concealing or anything like that. That's your lip brush that I've just shown you. And then this is another sort of slightly larger than the lip brush I just showed you, that sort of brush. And then you've got 1, 2, 3, 4 what I would call averagely sized, 1, 2, 3, 4, yeah, 4 averagely sized eyeshadow brushes. Now I really like this shape. If you can see, they're very thin, very flat, slightly rounded at the top, and they are just excellent for getting the eyeshadow onto the lid quite simply, and then using other brushes to blend out. They're also really good for concealer and working in sort of those tighter corners, and a real great range of shapes. Then you've got these three brushes, which you can just about see. So these are a bit bigger. They're bigger than my fingernails, but I have little stubby fingernails. There we go, about the same size as that fingernail. And these two are slightly bigger again. And again, these, you could either use them as a shader brush for a real wash of colour over your eyes, or what I've been using them as actually is foundation brushes. They work amazingly with the Yabi or Yabi, however you pronounce it, with their pan foundations. They are really, really, really good. I absolutely adore these two brushes. Then, oh my goodness, so these brushes are nice. They are very soft, they're very well made. I've had no shedding problems, no streaking, they're just lovely. Then we move into these. These brushes are like silk. They're just, they're amazing. When I use them on, well, my sister-in-law actually, I did some makeup on her, she was in love with how soft these brushes were. She couldn't believe it. I'd use an e.l.f., the e.l.f. powder brush on her from the Studio line, and she'd loved that. It was really soft, beautiful, and then I used these and she was just like, wow, amazing. So these are so soft, so gorgeous fan brush. This is, yeah, very useful for dusting off, and you can just see there, look, there's nothing shedding from there. It's all perfectly intact. It's a bit wonky at the edge, but fan brushes always go a bit wonky, so that's that. Then, now my foundation brush needs a wash actually, so apologies if it looks a little grubby. A very, very fat foundation brush, but loads of movement in those bristles, which I quite like. I don't like them too solid with this sort of foundation brush, so just gives a beautiful finish. Contour brush, again, lovely, keeps its shape well. I have to say as well, I've washed all of these about 3 times now, and they're still keeping their shape better than some of my Elf Studio brushes are. So a lovely contour brush, that one, and again, super soft. Smaller brush, blush brush, great for the cheekbones. A slightly larger one, so getting more into sort of like bronzer maybe, a bit of powder, and then a Big Daddy brush, which is just huge and gorgeous and lovely. So they've all got wooden handles that say Fraulein 38, which you can maybe just about work out there. And then this bit's metal, and they are really secure. I haven't felt any movement in any of them. You've not got little bits of glue around. There's nothing like that. These are well made brushes, fantastically well made. Then down here, oh, what's this? Is it a pen? Is it a bullet? What could it be? It's yet another little retractable lip brush. So great if you wanted one that you could just chuck in either a kit bag, you didn't want the end of it to get all gunky everywhere, or if you're going on holiday. Now the one thing I have to say about this brush I hate, for lots of reasons. Now I know I've been saying all along that they don't shed, and these little beauties do not shed at all. This sheds like a beast, and it's very rough. Firstly, I'm not really sure what I would ever use in this massive one, especially as it feels horrible on the skin. It's very scratchy, but that is one brush, and I can ignore that, and it just lives there, and I pretend it doesn't exist really. But these brushes are just beautiful, so I really would strongly recommend them. I'll put all the links in the bottom. I bought this all with my own money, so these opinions really are my truthful opinions, and I would honestly recommend, if you're looking into just dabbling with makeup a bit more, getting a better brush collection, or if you are considering starting a bit of freelance work and you're wanting something to get yourself off the ground without investing hundreds and hundreds, I would really strongly recommend getting this set. To be fair, if you buy it, and even if you decide not to use it in your kit but just use it for yourself, you've spent what, the cost of one brush from MAC for all of these beautiful brushes. So I hope you enjoy. Do ask me if you've got any questions, and it's been lovely chatting to you. I'll just give you one last look. There it is in all its splendour and glory. Thanks for watching. Bye!